Hi everyone, and welcome back to Cooking with Suzanne.
And Amanda.
And you can see you have two stacks here today. The oldest stack and the youngest stack. So I want to talk to you about sharing recipes from our families. And this is a really good time of the year to do that. During the holidays, a lot of people often say, oh, I wish I had that recipe. I wish I had my grandmother's recipe. And we decided to do this video together, and we're going to make my mom's
Rice pudding.
And it was baked rice pudding. And we were a family of 7 growing up, and my mom made this. I said to Amanda, maybe once a week. Maybe that's over exaggerating a bit, but she certainly did make it a lot. It was a very inexpensive dessert to make and very, very easy. And before we get started, I'm going to take the covers actually off of her
That's
book.
how much she used the book.
That's how much my mom used
The cover
this
came
book.
right off.
She had this book since 1945, and it was her only book. And I have to say, it was her Bible. I mean, this book was in our kitchen all the time, and this is where she cooked from. People today sometimes cook from Julia Child that way. Well, this is the way my mom cooked, was from this book. So I'm just going to come up front and just kind of give you a little close-up. Hopefully you can see. I'm going to see how beat up and worn out. And she even X'd off a lot of the recipes that she did, which makes it really easy for me to know what she made, which is really good. She loved making cookies during the holiday time, and just about every cookie in this book is X'd off. So I know which cookies she made.
And if you noticed, it's all in French, because even though my grandma
right.
was living in the States at the time, she was still learning how to speak English, and read English is obviously even harder for a second language.
This is all in French, and I am very proud to share this with Amanda so that we can keep this family, the generation of cooking going. You know, it's all about smells and taste, and you taste something and it brings back so many memories.
Nostalgia is the best ingredient in the world.
And for me,
you know, can I just say something here?
If you can't hear, there's another stack.
Okay,
coming
so,
in. That
you
you
know,
gotta, they can't hear you.
Maybe
They can't hear you. You gotta go.
You
You
talk
gotta go.
about nostalgia, right? And you know, there's a song that I grew up with
you gotta duck down.
in
I can't see
the
you.
hood, and I said, "Ice, ice, baby." But after you do this, you're gonna be saying, "Rice, rice, baby."
I really don't think people were singing that in the hood.
No, but now they're gonna be singing it, "Rice, rice, baby."
Okay, that's what we'll title the video.
Yeah.
Right, baby.
Okay, see you
later.
later. All right, so let's get started. This is a very, very simple, very easy recipe, and I'm going to let Amanda make it, and we will get started. So we have a nice baking dish here, and we're going to add to the baking dish 5 cups of cold milk. And I'm using whole milk. I do think you need the fat in order to make this pudding. I don't really believe a non-fat or low-fat milk will work here, but you're certainly welcome to give it a try.
All right, 5 cups of milk and
1/3 cup of granulated sugar.
all right.
And I just wanted to show you, I do have some vanilla sugar here, and I make this, and a lot of people make this all the time. You see, I just take some vanilla beans that I've already used, I dry them out, and I add them to the sugar. It makes vanilla sugar. So here we're going to use the 1/3 cup of vanilla sugar, but granulated sugar is what the recipe calls for.
I also added a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt.
Yeah, and
kosher
that's
salt.
diamond kosher salt, which is the only kosher that I use.
And here is the rice. Not much, but it's not what I expected.
It's 1/3 cup of long grain rice, okay?
All right. So only 3 ingredients.
That's
that?
it.
No, it was 4 ingredients
Yeah.
to start. Okay.
Your milk, your
No.
rice, your salt, and your sugar. And all Amanda's doing right now is just giving it a stir. And just getting the salt incorporated into the milk. And this is going to go into a 300-degree oven.
Okay.
And what's important is that it needs to be covered. So if you don't have a cover for your baking dish, you're going to cover it with foil. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
all right, now.
So I happen to have a covered dish here. So this is going to get covered, and this is going to go into a 300-degree oven, and you need to stir this every 20 minutes for an hour and a half.
We need another timer.
So we have a timer here.
Okay.
And what we'll do is I'm going to set
Should I
it.
go put it in?
Yep.
All right.
I'm
going in the oven.
I'm going to set this for 20 minutes, and you want to stir this for an hour and a half every 20 minutes. That's all you need to do. After the hour and a half is done, then we will add 2 eggs. We will add some raisins. My mom never made rice pudding without raisins. And of course, you can either use the dark or you can use the golden raisins. And that's entirely up to you. And as far as...
If I was making it, to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of raisins. So I think adding like a little bit more sugar, or maybe just like putting fruit on top afterwards.
Actually, I think fruit would be really nice.
Okay.
I think both ideas are good.
Yeah.
I think if you're not... See, raisins do have sugar in them. They're sweetened and they do add flavor. We were brought up with raisins in so many of our desserts, and we loved them. None of us disliked raisins.
Well, and Grandma didn't give you the option.
No.
It's like, that wasn't an option.
This is true.
You liked everything.
That is very true. So I think either going from a third to maybe a half a cup of sugar, or possibly doing a really nice cooked compote of fruit to go on top would be delicious. Nice. Whether blueberries, cherries, sauteed apples this time of year would be wonderful.
That would be really good.
And then as far as seasoning goes, flavoring, my mother wasn't a huge fan of cinnamon. A lot of people love cinnamon in their rice pudding. That doesn't mean you can't add it, but I am giving you the recipe exactly the way it is. So 2 eggs, anywhere from a half to 3/4 cup of raisins, even a 1/3 cup of raisins if you don't like a lot. If you watch Amanda eat this rice pudding, you will be seeing her picking out the raisins.
Yes, definitely.
I know. I love them, so they're staying in there. Okay, I'm getting my way, just like my mom got her way.
Handing it down generation to generation. There's multiple things being handed down in these generations. All right, we only have about 16 minutes left on the first chapter, and then we go and stir, and we'll come back in a little bit.
So we're not going to bother you with the whole hour and a half, but every 20 minutes we're going to go in and stir. Our first 20 minutes went off, and Amanda thought it'd be very important for you to see the first 20 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and show that to you. So she's just pulling it out of the oven. You can really do it right at the oven, but you want to take the cover off. And the reason you want to stir this is just so that the rice doesn't all settle to the bottom. That's the reason for the stir every 20 minutes for the first hour and a half. So now it's just going to go back in the oven. We'll set it for another 20 minutes. I think that you know that I am big with timers. I think it's really important to have timers in the house. I also set this one for 90 minutes, which is the total hour and a half, so that you don't have to remember, oh gee, did I do that 2 times, 3 times? Where am I at?
Yep.
So it's really good to have your hour and a half total on one timer and then your 20-minute timer going. So now that'll go for another 20 minutes, and we'll keep doing that for the first hour and a half. Okay?
See you soon.
Okay, so that's our final hour and a half, and I'm going to take it out. You can see it, and then we'll do the final step. Nothing to it, and it's delicious and quite different from the creamy diner-style rice pudding that you've ever had. This is a little bit different. You'll have to let me know if you like it. Okay, I'm gonna go grab it right now. Or Amanda, you wanna get it?
I certainly will. Go, lovely. Can you see it a little bit?
Okay, you're gonna take the cover off.
Am I? So
it's a little hard. There we go.
Okay,
right there.
Just put it there.
Yep. So I think you can see the steam coming out. Hopefully you can see it. So I'm gonna do one final stir.
Smells so good.
We have our 2 eggs, which Amanda, you can whisk, but here's the important step. Now, normally, it says in the recipe to just pour the eggs into the hot milk. However, what would happen if you just did that?
They would scramble.
They
All
would.
the egg would cook.
So what do we need to do? We need to temper it. So why don't you come over here? I'm gonna have you whisk.
Okay.
And of course, with your left hand, you would just take some of the hot milk and temper those eggs. You wanna get it to the same temperature because otherwise, like you said,
Yep, it'll cook the
it'll
egg.
cook the egg and it'll be
Bad,
really
bad
not too good.
consistency.
So let's do one more. Let's get those eggs tempered and then we can pop it in.
So we're bringing the eggs up to temp slowly.
That's it.
Instead of shocking them.
All right, so
Now I
now
can
you
pour
can
it in.
whisk it in. Use your whisk in here, whisk it in.
Okay.
That's it. There we go. That's good.
Okay. Oh.
I got it. Okay.
And
Now
then-
your raisins. And that you can just stir in with your rubber spatula.
You think that's good?
I think that's good. Yeah,
All right.
looks good. Here you go.
And how many did you say?
I did less than a half a cup because
Okay.
I was hoping you were gonna have a little taste.
Oh,
But you
yeah.
can go up to 3/4 of a cup of raisins. But I think where I have it looks just about right.
Lovely.
And the final step,
Okay.
our nutmeg.
Nice.
So if you can use
Or
grated
cinnamon.
or cinnamon. You can use it already grated, but I think this tastes better. So what you want to do is grate it so that you got a nice
Little layer.
coat on
Okay.
top. Yeah. So you just watch it. Yeah, and then just keep following it all the way down. That's it. That's it.
Is that enough for a little bit
Look,
more?
all the way down. Okay, so now you have it nicely coated. Maybe a tiny bit over here.
Okay.
Right there. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to take this over to show you. And then this is going to get, oh, can you smell that?
Oh,
nutmeg?
yeah.
You smell that?
Mhm.
Okay, so this is just,
Here, you want me to just bring the camera closer?
here we go. Can you, that looks good. Yeah, you can
Nice.
see it. So now we can put the cover back on,
Okay.
or your foil, whichever.
And back in the oven.
Back in the oven for 30 minutes. And what is important is that when you take the cover off after 30 minutes, you're going to just shake your dish a little and it should be set. You know, the pudding should be completely set.
Check.
You can serve this, I'll set this for 30 minutes. You can serve this either, all right, 30 minutes. You can serve it, my mom used to just pour heavy cream around her bowl.
Ooh, I love that.
You can make whipped cream, or you can, if you have the canister from the supermarket, and then you can put a little grated nutmeg or cinnamon over the top of your whipped cream.
Ooh, let's do that.
And also another thing that I think Canadians really like to do with their rice pudding is
I'm not gonna say syrup.
maple syrup.
Maple syrup.
Pure maple
those
syrup.
Canadians.
Yes. So, perhaps if you don't put the raisins, you might want to just drizzle a little maple
like
syrup. And then one other thing I just want to, these were my favorite cookies growing up. They are soft molasses cookies and they're a little bit different. They're not like a ginger snap. They're not where they're very hard and crunchy on the outside and chewy. These are more cake-like.
Do you already have the recipe on?
I've not done the recipe for these, but they are still my favorite. I think because I was brought up on them.
Maybe
So
we can do those in the next episode.
maybe, and I think it'll go good with the rice pudding. Okay,
All right, we'll see you
so
back
wait,
after 30, right?
yeah, well, no. Oh, yeah.
What?
Well,
You got all nervous,
I
honey.
did get all nervous. Okay, so we will be back in 30 minutes just so you can see how nice and set it is. Okay, this has been fun. Take care. Our rice pudding is all done. I just took it out of the oven. And now I'm just going to let it cool. And at this point, you can serve it either room temperature, or once it is completely cooled, you can refrigerate it and serve it cold. So our rice pudding is now cooled enough. It's still just warm, basically room temperature. I'm not going to wait until it gets chilled. I'm going to take some out so that you can see it. this looks wonderful. Just the way I remember it. Okay, here is my mom's delicious rice pudding. There you go. Okay, everyone, thanks so much. Hope to see you again soon. Bye now.